is a really short poem, so I have a long story.
Yeah.
Just because. You see, there's this movie coming out that supposedly talks about things that maybe could be real and maybe could not. Just how unpredictable is this world we live in? Until the year 1960, it was thought that the Earth was a solid crust. But in 1960, a particular thing happened beneath the country of Chile that affected everybody. It was an earthquake that sent a tsunami across the Pacific Ocean. As this huge giant wave, some estimated 40 feet tall, imagine an ocean 40 feet tall coming towards you and you're on an island. When my ship was notified of this tsunami and all that it did in Hawaii, we were sent on a rescue mission. The harbor was wiped out. I was in the amphibious force, and we didn't need a harbor. We could go right up on the beach. So we did, with a load of shoes and food and clothing. And when we got there, all of this port was destroyed. There were huge giant yachts and trucks on top of 3-story buildings. It was the most surreal thing I've ever seen in my life. What scientists learned from that particular event in May of 1960 was that we have tectonic plates and that the Earth's crust, like the skin of a beautiful woman, moves and changes with time. And it was not until May 1960 that these scientists who knew everything about the world realized this Earth we stand on is not solid. She moves. She reacts to things that happen. So as my ship and other ships in my squadron were busy helping the people of Hawaii dig out from underneath the mud, put on new shoes, new clothes, and bury the dead, I was working alongside a man whose name in Hawaiian was Cuckoo. It doesn't mean the same thing that you think about, but I don't remember what it meant because, well, I smoked a little bit between now and then. Actually, I smoked a lot because Mike D is my friend, so, you know. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, sorry. So, as I'm working alongside this guy, and he says, you know, when we get done today, we're having a luau tonight. We're having a party. Now, I'm still shocked by all that I've seen. Trucks on top of buildings, big, huge yachts turned upside down. The whole world was crazy. How could you have a party? He said, we live with the ocean. There is a rhythm to life, and we live with that rhythm. Today we bury the dead. Tonight we celebrate their life. And that's what they did. And I saw these men come jumping out in the middle of this ring of drummers and dancers, and they had these fire sticks, and they were twirling them, and they were dancing. And then all of a sudden the music got down kind of low, and these beautiful women with these grass skirts on the moving hips came out and swinged to the rhythm. And this poor sailor was lost for the rest of the night in trance, in swaying grass skirts and drums, and this strange fermented milk from a coconut that really makes you feel good in the night and have a bad headache in the morning. Maybe it's just because I wasn't Hawaiian. Well, the next morning, as I'm pondering all this that I had seen, living with the rhythm of life, death, birth, and rebirth, I'm wandering around. I came to a place called the International Settlement, and there I saw this woman beneath a sign that we now know of as yin and yang, black on one side, white on the other. Because we live in a world of duality. We live in a world of left and right, black and white, yin and yang, Abel and Cain, blame and shame, pride and guilt. All of these things went through my mind, and this woman must have seen it. She had these lines of wisdom on her face. I had no lines, for I was a youth. She had lines of wisdom. I had none. I sat and listened to her as she explained about the different makeup of things. And she said, you were born in the year of the dragon. I have a sign for you. And she put a tattoo on this shoulder of a dragon playing a conga drum with lightning bolts and clouds in the sky. And from that, I have this poem to finally conclude my long story. The world is not as solid as we think. So, from conga drums let demigods their heavy thunder beat, and lightning bolts retreat across the blackened sky to dart again and blast the mind of prudence from its seat. Thank you.